I mean, yeah, definitely. Getting to this point was a definite process for me because it wasn't just, finding somebody and, creating like a good music relationship and, on top of that, creating something, that was going to go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
It was also trying to find myself as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do? How do I want to sing? What style? How confident I wasn't really confident because again I don't really have that support system. It's kind of just like me rooting for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta like multiply yourself sometimes into like 100 little motherfuckers in your head. Like yes, go, you can do it. And that's kind of what I did. And slowly but surely through the networking and through the people that I was meeting, I ended up meeting him. And
shout out to Fred.
Shout out to Fred. At I am Frederick. Wait, I'm too high for this shit. You gotta do it.
I am FRDRK.
There you go.
Y'all heard that, right? I hope they heard it.
I am FRDRK. Frederick, you got this. Come on. They got this. They can put two and two together. But yeah, as soon as I met him and, we just started kicking it off. He was working on somebody else's, somebody that I knew, their project. I don't know what happened to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fire. It was so fire. And I only liked that one song that Frederick had been on. I was like, wait, you got to replay that shit over and over and over again. And I came back down. I was in Orlando, and then that's when it all just started. We just started talking about, like what I wanted to do. We started meeting up, and then little by little, FS1 started becoming.
Mm-hmm.
The mixtape was something on the side. That was something that he did. He mixed it and mastered a couple of songs.
It's called, and the mixtape is called Roughly.
Roughly, yes.
Which is out, on SoundCloud. It's a great mixtape. I want to go through it real quick, just to, But what was the whole idea behind the mixtape? Before I go into like the title, the tracks.
The idea behind the mixtape was just basically, it's named Roughly, and I don't know, I didn't know it was an actual word. I was just gonna fucking name it that. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just a rough draft of what the fuck was going on in my life and how I could put it into words. Like, it was a really, really tough time. Probably one of, like, the worst years of my life, to my recollection. And I needed an outlet. So I collabed with the artist that's on there, J-Lord, and we made Roughly. And Roughly was just something like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's a little bit more raw than what I'm about to drop.
Yeah, and it was. I think that's why I really appreciate the mixtape. Especially what's one of my other ones? Blaze Up was like if you played at a club down here, like at a strip club, that would have been like a banger. You know what I'm saying? Like just listening in my truck, like doo. I'm like, okay. I didn't expect that because like the whole mixtape was great, but like from like track 1 to 5 was more of a, like it was, how you call it, like it was like laid back. And had a message, but it was like, you could really dance to it. But when Blaze Up came on, I'm like, damn. I was like, okay. I hear like the down south sound and stuff like that.
I found Blaze Up I found that beat, like, I was sitting on that beat for like a year and a half.
And you found it?
Yeah, I found it on My Flash store, but I think they changed the name to something else because I couldn't find it anymore.
I remember they used to have a website called SoundClick. I don't know if they still got that, dude.
I think they do.
They still do?
SoundClick, yeah.
Yeah, when they have all the producers and stuff. I think that's why like Zaytoven and them they blew up, and Mike Wood made it because of that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So the mixtape, Roughly, track 1 was The Grind. So what was like the whole process and like the reason to make that track?
The Grind was basically just it was the beat that we had come across, and as soon as I heard it, just from that's actually Will Smith, a piece of Will Smith's interview that he was doing about the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
He had just dropped that movie, so what he was saying, and it's so true. I mean, basically, it's just a work ethic.
Yeah.
And it's just going hard every single time. And I wasn't sleeping. I was working. I was basically just grinding the entire time. I mean, I still am. I don't even know how many hours. I'm negative in sleep. It's crazy. I need to stop. I'm gonna get old. But it just came to me naturally, especially that hook. Blood, sweat, tears in your eyes. Like, that shit is just like, it's definite. Like, you cry. You have such emotionals. Like, for me, it's like, I don't take this as it's a hobby. This is what I do on the side. No.
No, it's your life.
This is me.
Yeah.
And then what I do from 9 to 5 or whatever my job is a job. It's not a career. It's not what I do.
It's just something to have, just to bring in the money to pay the bills.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when I listen to it, I'm like, this shit it made me want to play football again. Like, right? It was like, a song I could just play before a big game and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely gets you hyped.
So I got that vibe from that, and then the next song is track 2 is called "What Up." So what was like the story behind that one?
That was more of the other artist, of J-Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, for the process of each one, we basically get really high. And and then we go back inside and we listen to the beat and we get really silent. Like, the whole process, it was, he was in his corner, I was in my corner. And then, after like 15 minutes, we would come back and be like, you ready? Yeah. And then, he had a microphone set up. What kind of mic was that? Do you remember? That Michael Jackson mic that we both hated? Michael Jackson had recorded Thriller on it.
Oh, really?
It's that model. It's not the same one. No,
oh, okay. I was about to say. I'm like...
But it's that same model. And he just had it, set up just like this. The laptop, an interface, the mic, and then we would lay whatever we had. If we liked it, we would lay it. If not, we would continue working on it.
That's what's up. It was like I said, it was a good mixtape. And then track 3 was Soul Prince. So what was the story about that?
That's probably one of my favorites that he did. It's a pretty good track. I don't know what his reasoning was behind it, because I didn't really ask him. Like, basically, when I say that this project was a collab, it was literally, was basically, I do mine, and then I would ask him to be on those tracks, and then he would do his, and I would ad-lib those. So you see, like, some of them are mostly his vocals, his lyrics and stuff like that, and then I come in and I go ahead and I sprinkle my magic. But it was basically, more of, he would record his stuff, and sometimes it was like that because I have a very weird schedule for my job. So most of the time, for tracks like Soul Prince, he recorded it all on his own, and then when I had time, I went over and then I would lay that verse or lay whatever ad libs I did on top of that. Same thing. No, actually with What Up, we really did have.
And then track 4 was the Sickness, was a dope track. True Justice. Now Blaze Up is my favorite track on the whole mixtape. I really want to know the process of it, like you said you sat on the beat for a while. So what made you want to finally do something with that beat?
When we were in the process of making the tape, I told him I wanted something more hype. So we weren't finding anything, and then I remembered that I had some beats and I started looking through shit that I had saved on my computer when I was working. R.I.P.
Damn, the computer died?
No, it went back to 1979 and it won't come out.
Hey.
So nothing works. Yo, if your date and time goes on your computer, on your Mac, you're dead.
Oh, yeah. It's a wrap.
That shit is locked. It won't do shit. It'll, like, dance. You know? Like, it's fucked up. So, whatever. But I found Blaze Up, and I found the beat, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. Okay, cool. Let's do this one. So we had another session. We were smoking, and my dog, I have a pit bull named Blaze.
Okay.
And I had thought about it, and I was like, I don't know why, but like we were smoking, and on top of that, Blaze came to mind, and I was like, okay, let's make it about fucking smoking weed and fucking having fun. Like, you know, let's just smoke some fucking bud. Fuck it. Let's be vulgar about it.
So your dog was pretty much like the motivation.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blaze.
Shout out to
Blaze Up. I feel like, you know, y'all should, me as a DJ, I feel like y'all should, like, somehow, some way, y'all still cool to this day, right?
Somewhat. We did go our separate ways.
Wow. Like, what happened?
Life.
Well, one day, when that day come back, when y'all come back in full circle, hey, Blaze Up gotta somehow, some way get pushed, cause it was bumping in my track. I always say whenever a track is bumping in your car, your truck, or whatever, in your house, it's a hit to me. It's a hit. You know what I'm saying? The track 7, the summer, you know, you said it before, like, you know, just the summer in New York and things like that, with the fire hydrants, the water's going out of everywhere, things like that.
Hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Eating an icy. Making sure it doesn't melt all over your shit.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, the paper gets so, like, soggy, and then, you know, you start, the juice and the sugar starts to seep, and then you're just a sticky mess. Yeah. So you gotta eat it fast.
And then the last track, Light Force, was a dope track as well. Like, what was the process of that? Like, the story behind that?
That was the same thing.
Same
thing. Just basically smoking. You know, occasionally we would, you know, talk about it, but like, you know, whatever he would lay down, he would just lay it down. Like, I really didn't. I would listen to it as long as I could listen to it and it made sense and the flow was impeccable. I was good with it.
Okay, so before we go into your new baby that's coming out, you said in April, let's talk about your love with 90s hip hop, with the golden era, not just with hip hop but music in general. Why do you feel? Because, you know, before the podcast we had a conversation that for me I also could add the 2000s. Yeah, and we kind of had like a debate. So now just like the first debate, you know, on the podcast when it comes with the 90s versus the 2000s. So why do you feel like the 90s were it was like the golden age?
Because I guess there's always money still involved. You feel me?
Yeah,
but
always.
Like, it wasn't. I don't know. I just felt like it was truer, more honest than what it was. Because you and I both stated before, it was the 2000s had a lot of more of like a bling bling, you know, more of like luxury and status type of feel. And meanwhile, that was, you know, something that was stated in a lot of songs in the 90s. It had, I feel like the beats even had a little bit more feel. I don't know, DJ Premier, Just Blaze, you know, really like Pete Rock. I mean, I'm
not gonna lie, I'm listening to Noriega and Capone first album, and the beats on there is crazy so far. So I'm like, I get what you mean by that.
Yeah. So it's crazy, like, especially like a Tribe Called Quest.
Oh yeah.
Come on, I still rock to that.
It's
so hard.
And then then you got like Outkast and stuff like that, like
definitely.
the beginning. Like, I don't know, like for me, for one, like the '90s, like to me, I felt like